By the way, there's this unique bond between humans that doesn't quite fit the mold of family, friendship, or even romance. Yet strangely enough, this person remains etched in our memories. That person is Yu Menglong. Our fascination with his journey has long surpassed mere looks. It's about his principles and integrity, which set a new standard for his era. He showed us the true meaning of a man's dignity and strength. His resilience, his drive to always grow toward the light, or Sungyan or Shun, has touched so many of us. We gather here on this channel because we've all chosen to look toward the same star, following the trail of Xiao Yu's shining soul. He truly deserves to be remembered forever, and his spiritual messages often serve as a healing balm for the weary heart. Today, I'm going to share with all of you a few key insights from the spiritual communication between Xiao Yu's mentor from Taiwan, Lingxing, and Yu Menglong. Hi Tracers, Sean here and welcome back. Today, we're touching on a different side of things. After we've dissected the data and the facts behind the scenes, many of you have been asking, what about the spiritual side? Today, we're going to take it a step further, crossing dimensional boundaries to hear the messages that might have been missed all this time. Because you never know how deep this hole goes. Not long ago, at the request of his fans, Xiao Yu attempted to connect with Yu Menglong to clarify one specific thing. Yu Menglong had mentioned elsewhere that time is running out. This left netizens incredibly curious, everyone wanting to know, what did he actually mean by those words? It must be said, a person's humility can truly resonate within the deepest corners of the soul. Through Xiao Yu's spiritual communication, we once again witness the profound humility of Yu Menglong. He is like a piece of fine jade, emerging gracefully from the distant stars in the sky. Yu Menglong said he is deeply grateful that, even now, there are still so many people speaking up for him. He has also noticed your concern for both his seniors and juniors. He sees all of it, and he treasures it deeply. Giving your attention and showing you care, he witnesses it all personally, and he feels a deep sense of gratitude for that. He said, every bit of concern, whether it's directed at me, at others, or even at the civilians who have passed away, as long as there is one more point of support, it means there is one more spark of light. There is no doubt about that. And once again, Yu Menglong touched upon the subject of that dark industrial network. He believes that public attention to this issue is absolutely crucial, because the more we focus on this entire dark system, the brighter the light of truth will shine. He said, every intention and every bit of attention given is like a small candle. Once they are all focused together, the light will become as bright as the sun. In our previous episode, I shared with you all that, based on the message conveyed by the Shaolin warrior monk Chu Feng, he, along with Qiao Renliang and Yu Menglong, is actually on the same mission. A mission to drive out the darkness so that light may once again shine upon the earth. Yu Menglong, though he has now returned to his form as light, continues to keep himself busy with this mission. That is why, in this spiritual communication, Yu Menglong mentioned that he has indeed been sending several messages simultaneously elsewhere through various upright and trusted channels. He believes that only by spreading this message everywhere, like flowers blooming across the land, can the transition of the entire world and the Earth's surface be accelerated. As for the meaning behind his words, time is running out, which he shared elsewhere, it is this. His hope is that friends abroad can continue to monitor and pay close attention to everything related to this dark industrial network, not just regarding him, but also other similar cases, including all those who have disappeared due to inhumane treatment. In short, everything being exposed from this dark industrial network. Xiao Yu shared a message from Yu Menglong, who said, because the Earth's surface, or we could say the entirety of Gaia, referring to the Earth Goddess, the foundation of the universe has already ascended to a peak. If our Earth's surface does not catch up soon, there is a fear that a gap will be created, triggering anomalies or changes beyond prediction. That is why I hope the conditions on the surface can immediately align their pace with Gaia. So what I meant by time is running out is that I want you to keep guarding everything related to this dark industrial network. Whether it's my case, previous cases in the entertainment world, or the cases of ordinary citizens, as well as the various dark practices that have been operating underground. The faster these things are noticed, the more will be exposed to the surface. The more it is exposed, the faster the change will happen. That is my true intention. Time is running out refers to our necessity to keep pace to ensure everything happens according to plan. If we remain indifferent and apathetic, our collective step toward elevation will not be able to catch up with our Earth's pace. The void or gap created by that delay has the potential to bring about other unforeseen negative changes. That is the reason why Yu Menglong keeps reminding us that time is running out. He truly hopes we all pay serious attention to this dark industrial network, which Yu Menglong most likely refers to as the forced organ harvesting practices occurring in mainland China. He hopes for a sense of concern from within every person. He also advised, never think that the presence or absence of one person won't make a difference. That is not the case. The focus and attention of every individual is a power. The attention of just one person can already contribute to forming a collective consciousness. So, give as much support as possible to strengthen this collective awareness. And by doing so, it will create a storm of awakening. At this point, Yu Menglong also touched upon the 100th monkey effect. He hopes we can all become that 100th monkey as soon as possible. Only in that way can we quickly match the Earth's pace, while ensuring everything goes according to plan. So, he emphasized that the meaning of time is running out is a call for everyone to truly keep guarding these events, and even to give even greater attention to everything related to them. Other cases within this dark industrial network, they will accelerate the spread of light across the Earth's surface. That is the original meaning Yu Menglong intended to convey. So, what exactly did Yu Menglong mean by the 100th monkey effect? The 100th monkey effect is a social phenomenon originating from a story about monkeys in Japan learning to wash sweet potatoes. It refers to a condition where, once a specific critical mass, usually a certain number or proportion of individuals, learns a new behavior or mindset, that behavior suddenly leaps across time and space. Miraculously, it spreads rapidly to other groups who haven't even learned it yet, even without direct communication. This forms a collective awakening or a cultural breakthrough. In Yu Menglong's case, there has been far too much debate, which has created gaps for buzzers to stir up trouble. Therefore, some interpret that. The 100th monkey effect mentioned earlier is actually a reminder for us all not to waste time in arguments or try too hard to convince one another. Instead, we should focus our efforts on finding more people who share our mindset and frequency. Increase the number of monkeys within that group. Once the number and proportion reach that critical mass, this awakening of collective consciousness will bring about a breakthrough that is completely unexpected. Yu Menglong, from a higher dimension, can also see that there are those being deceived by illusions and false information due to interference from negative spiritual entities. That is why he is striving so hard to uphold the truth. Yu Menglong's case itself has triggered a vast array of conversation topics, including themes of sacrifice, surrogacy, occult practices in the entertainment industry, and so on. Because these topics feel so far removed from our daily reality, quite a few people react with a mix of belief and skepticism. Shu Yu, representing the netizens, then attempted to verify the truth of this matter. Did the people involved in trapping Yu Menglong ever use black magic or sorcery to try and control his soul? Yu Menglong answered, yes, absolutely. They did indeed try to use black magic or certain spells to control my soul. However, the results only left them disappointed because they were incapable of dominating the soul of Yu Menglong. First, what they managed to control was only his physical body while he was still living in the mortal world. It is true, his body was treated with extreme cruelty and violence by them. The moment Yu Menglong left his physical vessel, his soul became free. He stated that his soul possesses its own level of consciousness that cannot be touched by any black magic. In the end, good will always triumph over evil. At this point, Xu Yu suddenly remembered a question that friends who care about Qiao Renliang had asked her. There are rumors circulating that Qiao Renliang's soul is supposedly being suppressed under a massive stone, so Xu Yu asked if that was true. Yu Menglong explained that regarding Qiao Renliang, his soul was indeed disturbed at first. However, according to the laws of the universe, such things are not permitted to happen permanently. Because of that, Yu Menglong assured her that Qiao Renliang would soon recover and regain his freedom. In other words, after they pass away, their souls will return to where they truly belong. Returning to their rightful state, the very place where Yu Menglong is, right now, he calls it the Starlight realm, a name that Xu Yu also really loves. Several times, Yu Menglong emphasized that good will always triumph over evil, and that the black magic used by those wicked people is merely a process born from their own overconfidence. But that's not to say it had no effect at all. Like Qiao Renliang and Guo Junshin, they were indeed impacted for a time, it's just that it won't last. Very soon, that group will lose their evil power of control. They use energy obtained through exchanges to commit these wrong and heinous acts, but that energy will soon vanish. That is why the innocent people they once persecuted have now regained their freedom and are in a very good state. And all of them are now by Yu Menglong's side, working together in that Starlight realm to accelerate the process of cleansing and massive change across the face of this earth. Yu Menglong's case has pulled back a dark veil, revealing something truly horrific, namely that art galleries such as 798, Red Brick, and Qihao are suspected of being involved in the creation of human body specimens. Many people are deeply concerned about this, as there are so many rumors circulating widely across the internet. There are rumors suggesting that Yu Menglong may have been turned into a specimen and hidden within a digital art gallery. In response to this, Yu Menglong said that the matter is actually no longer of great importance to him, as that physical vessel is no longer his main focus. Nevertheless, he did provide an answer. It is true that parts of his physical body remained in that digital art gallery, but they have now been moved. That group of people has relocated them to another hidden location. Perhaps because he is now in a higher dimension, Yu Menglong sees all worldly affairs with far greater clarity. To him, wherever the remains of his physical body are taken, it is no longer a significant issue. His primary focus is for every person to hold the light of kindness within their hearts and to focus their attention on fighting all forms of injustice and darkness. The more people care, the more light will be emitted, and it will become a light that is incredibly bright and radiant. So, his advice is that he hopes we can all shift our focus to the bigger picture. By bringing more of this darkness to the surface, only then can the light of truth fully shine upon this earth. Based on this spiritual journey, here are Yu Menglong's hopes for his supporters, both at home and abroad. His hope is that we become more mindful and pay closer attention to this entire dark industrial network, including what happened to him and Qiao Renliang, the dark side of the entertainment industry, and the various forms of darkness occurring across all layers of society. Everyone must pay attention. This isn't just about his case, and it's not merely an issue within the entertainment world. Any form of action that trivializes human life and the various heinous, inhumane practices happening behind this dark industrial network, all these tragedies deserve our focus. Yu Menglong deeply hopes for an awakening of collective consciousness. This means he wants everyone on this earth, those who are not part of the underworld, but those who still carry the light within them, to truly wake up. Directing our attention to all these dark sides is the very moment that will trigger a total reversal on this earth. This is what Yu Menglong anticipates most, and the most important thing he tirelessly reminds everyone of through various spiritual communication sessions. Because from his perspective, points of light have already begun to emerge, one by one, across the globe. Some look like small circles, others like large dots, and that is the light radiating from every bit of care we give. As these dots grow closer together, they will merge into a vast expanse of light. We, too, just as Yu Menglong said, are waiting for that moment to arrive when the entire surface of the earth radiates a light so dense and so even. We will all be witnesses to this change of eras. In a recent spiritual communication session, Yu Menglong was seen wearing a white suit. Yu Menglong once said that he loves that look because the color white symbolizes purity and light. He hopes that all darkness can soon be swept away so that the earth may heal within the light. I want to make a special statement that the key points of this spiritual communication were sourced from Shu Yu. We are deeply grateful for this inspiring message. What do you think, Tracers? Are you ready to be a part of that point of light? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of your comments, and thank you for watching until the end. If you are still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.